Earlier this week, for nearly 4 hours, some of the biggest websites in Russia, including its main search engine Yandex, went offline. The outages were so widespread that even a popular website that tracks internet outages was itself out of action. Given the ongoing tit-for-tat cyber attacks between Russia and Ukraine, you'd be forgiven for suspecting it was the result of a hugely successful attack by Kyiv. But in the days since, it's been suggested it was due to something else entirely: Putin's push for Russia's sovereign internet, or what some experts have called the new Iron Curtain. I'm Anya Korzun, reporting from Kyiv. Subscribe to our channel for regular updates, exclusive interviews, and more explainers. On Tuesday, Russians across the country reported they couldn't pay their bills on banking apps, couldn't access information on state websites, and couldn't even use the country's main search engine to find out what was going on. After around 4 hours, Russia's digital ministry said the issue had been fixed, though access to some websites might remain shaky for a while. The cause? A technical issue with the global DNSSEC infrastructure that caused sites in the .ru zone to become unavailable. The ministry did not elaborate on what the technical issue was, or say if it was the result of a hack, planned maintenance, or something else entirely. And prominent Kremlin propagandists tried their best to play down the incident. RT editor-in-chief Margarita Simonyan posted on Telegram on January 30th, "Yandex works for me, so does Mail.ru, and in general, everything I try to open, it's flying. Does this mean that I'm not in Russia?" So, what caused it? According to Russian opposition sources, it may well have been part of Vladimir Putin's attempt to create an independent Russian internet system, free from Western influence, a sovereign internet. In 2019, Moscow passed a sovereign internet law that requires internet service providers to install equipment that gives authorities huge levels of control over what is normally a freely operating internet. The law allows the Kremlin to circumvent providers and automatically block content the government has banned and reroute internet traffic themselves. In 2020, Human Rights Watch wrote, "The sovereign internet law envisages the full transfer of control over online communication networks to a government agency, from shutting down networks within certain areas of Russia through cutting Russia off from the World Wide Web." If carried out as planned, the sovereign internet law will also enable the government to directly block whatever content it deems undesirable. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, the Kremlin desire to exercise control over the internet, as well as across wider society in general, has only increased. Numerous laws have been passed to crack down on dissent. Criticizing the armed forces in public is now illegal, and renewed assault on press freedoms means almost all independent media has been banned. Another major part of this push, according to reports, is an upcoming ban on VPNs, demand for which soared among Russians after the full-scale invasion of Ukraine began. The wider internet is the final information frontier that Putin wants to exercise control over, and his need to do so is only increasing as the war in Ukraine drags on and presidential elections loom. In a daily assessment earlier this week, the Institute for the Study of War wrote, "The Russian government will likely co-opt this technology to increase surveillance and censorship in the Russian information space." And Ukraine's Center for Countering Disinformation went one step further and said recent mass protests like those in Bashkortostan this month could mean a complete internet shutdown is on the cards. It said, on March 17th, the presidential elections will be held in the Russian Federation. Despite propaganda claims for popular support for Putin, mass protests showed the vulnerability of the system. In order to prevent possible protests and additionally tighten the screws after the elections, the probability of a mass shutdown of the internet in the Russian Federation is very high. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to remember to subscribe to our channel, leave us a like, a comment, so more people can see this video and discover our channel. And I will see you next time.